episode number 217, unofficial start of Camaro Summer. Welcome to the Camaro Show.
A podcast about all things Camaro and GM performance news.
I'm Chris Frezza.
And I'm Jason Debler.
We're your hosts for this week's episode of the Camaro Show. Want to be part of our show? It's easy.
Just leave a message on our voicemail hotline at 586-486-3182.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And welcome back, everyone, for another exciting episode of the Camaro Show. I'm Chris.
I'm Jason.
What's going on, dude?
I'm on location in West Michigan, borrowing somebody else's studio.
Nice. The unofficial start of the summer, Camaro Summer, because it's Memorial Day weekend, and that's kind of like the unofficial start of summer. End of May, almost to June now, so everybody should have their cars out. Car shows are starting. This used to be the time where the giant Atlanta F-Body gathering was happening every year, which no longer occurs, but lots of great memories. I've been seeing lots of people posting pictures. Jason, you and I used to head down to Atlanta every now and then, jump on a plane, rent a cruise, and oh, guys, here we come. Going to the show.
Yeah, that was always a great event. I'm almost going to answer my own question. I was like, I wonder why it's not happening anymore. And the fact that I don't know why is probably because I haven't been in tune with it as much as I used to be. And maybe I'm not the only one.
So this is what I heard. I heard they built a new baseball stadium near the hotel, and the hotel no longer can, I think, do the show there because a lot of people coming from town to go to the baseball games. So their rooms are already filled up. That's what I think. If I'm wrong, I'm sure someone here can correct me. I know we have lots of listeners who have been to the gathering, but that's, I think, is why the hotel wasn't available anymore, and that was the perfect place for the show. You know, it had that tiered parking.
It was, but it wasn't the only place. Yeah.
I'm sure there could be another place,
know,
but I guess when you're used to, and everybody's used to one place, and you can't have that place anymore, it's like not the same. I don't know. That's why
I agree with that. That like Superfest. Remember when it was at Domino's Farms?
Oh my God, yeah, that was great. I loved it there.
It was awesome then.
I loved it there, and then it moved to that college, which was on blacktop, in the July sun, and I think that's why it's now moved to Riverside Park.
Yep.
So we got a couple things.
That's a bummer.
We got a couple things we're gonna go over this week. We weren't with you guys last week, so you guys got to listen to a best of show, and I posted, I think, one of our best Gears and Beers episodes we ever did on YouTube. So if you guys watched that, you guys got a treat, because that was one of my personal favorites too, and it brought back a lot of good memories.
That was cool. That YouTube series that we did was so short-lived, but it ended the way Seinfeld did. It ended on a strong note.
Yeah, way too soon. Let's see. So we got a couple things to talk about. The first thing we'll talk about is the HSV Camaro is now going to have a ZL1. Before they were just going to be doing the conversion for the SS. But what people are saying is it's going to have 10 less horsepower. It's going to only have 640 horsepower. The torque remains at 650. And the article that I'm looking at from Motor One is kind of like focusing on that. I don't think 10 horsepower is a big deal, but I think it's during the conversion to left hand to right hand, something had to, I don't know, be taken out or something that it loses 10 horsepower. That's the only thing I can think of. But they drew attention to the 10 less horsepower. Hey, you guys are getting a ZL1. What's the big deal? Put a different pulley on it and you'll gain 50 or 60 or whatever.
Well, there's some truth to that. There's a lot of power to be gained. I wouldn't think it's a big deal. I mean, when that's power, 10 less horsepower is A, easy to make up, and B, probably not very noticeable.
Yeah. Regardless, Australian Camaro buyers will have to pony up $159,900 Australian. That's over $110,000 US for a Camaro ZL1. Each is remanufactured by HSV at their facility in Clayton, South Victoria, Australia. So, if if y'all want a
Neat.
ZL1, you're going to pay $110,000 US. But I'm guessing the people who want the ZL1s probably have that kind of money to spend. That's why they're doing it.
That's right.
That's cool.
Excuse me. Allergies here in West Michigan.
Oh, yeah. My car was covered with that yellow, what is it, pollen yesterday. I was like, oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh. So last Friday when we... What's that?
Yeah. I was going to say, so you know what pollen shows up on really well is a rally green color.
Yeah. I was just going to lead into that. It was cool. I think it was last Friday or last Thursday. Al posted on his Facebook page. He's been driving a 2020 Camaro, but not just a 2020 Camaro, a 2020 Camaro in the new rally green color. So we get to see the official change to the front end, and then we get to see the new color that's going to be available for 2020. And I got to tell you, it's exactly as we predicted. It's a darker green. I know a lot of people were thinking it was going to be that lighter, like a lighter, brighter, that rally green from the 68 Camaro. But I thought it was going to be more in line with the 5th gen green. It is, and it's beautiful. And I like the darker colors because I'm a guy who likes cars who are only black. So the dark color I think looks awesome. I love it. What do you think?
I think it looks great. I really do. I think okay, I'm going to say this and somebody's going to get mad at me, probably more than one person, but when I first saw the picture, the way that Facebook cut off the bottom, I would say almost 2/3 of the car detail of the picture, it just the way that the camera angle, the color, the reflection was hard to see because it was so dark, I thought for sure Al was posting a picture of a Mustang, just the way that the fender and the windshield was angled from the picture. And I'm like, what in the heck is this? And then I saw the whole picture. I'm like, oh, well, this just paints a different, puts a whole different paint job on things, as they say. Yeah. So I just thought Al had lost his mind, or maybe he defected in a rare fit of lunacy.
No, and next time Al sees you, he's going to punch your mouth loose.
Think Al's building...
Tough guy.
Al's building his own awesome museum, Camaro museum.
That's a beautiful, beautiful car. So, and even though he's not the chief,
it looks great.
Even though he's not the chief anymore, he's still very much part of the Camaro team.
Yep, sure is.
Oh man, so I think those cars. So the 2020s. Let's see, how does it normally work? So like, doesn't shutdown normally happen like June, July, and then changeover?
Right around here.
Happens, I think they start coming out in like August. So we should probably start seeing the cars in like August, right?
Yeah, I think that's about right. That's pretty common the way that it is.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Now, here's a video I thought was interesting. So I had to grab it, and then we had to like disseminate it because it's like a Camaro and a Tesla, and I love the Teslas, and obviously this is the Camaro show. So I think it's a Model 3 Tesla. It's cruising down the road, making a commute. You see all those cameras because it's a Tesla. And then all of a sudden you see, I want to say it's a 14 Camaro because it's got you notice that thing on the door. It's an Indy car.
Either that or Brickyard.
Or a Brickyard, yeah. It comes flying up and slams on the brake, and the Tesla just kisses it hard. Doesn't look like there's any damage, but that led to my question: who's at fault, and why would that tool bag do that?
Well, there might be more to the story that we're not aware of, but it looked like the guy was just a whack job and was angry about something, and it looked like if you were to put me on a jury and give me all the facts, and all the facts were presented in that video, I would say, yeah, the Camaro guy is guilty. He caused an accident,
right? Rear
ending or not. If he caused an accident that would not have otherwise happened, in other words, there was no fault of the driver of the Tesla because he wasn't tailgating or anything. It was the Camaro driver forced him to tailgate and then hit him.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could tell, and you see multiple camera views from the Tesla. You can see how sporadic the Camaro was acting behind because They were like maybe on a 2-lane road, and he was trying to get around in the breakdown lane. And
Right.
He couldn't.
Yeah. I'd like to know the full story about it, but just basically the way that I saw it is the guy in the Camaro was just not right.
What if he said something like this? Yeah, I was trying to get around this tool bag in this Tesla. He wasn't letting me around, and and finally I had my opportunity, so I safely went around him. But then as soon as I got in front of him, a squirrel ran in front of me, so I had to slam on the brakes, and he rear-ended me.
The Tesla driver could have slowed down when he realized that the Camaro driver was driving erratically.
Yeah.
However, somebody going slow in front of you doesn't give you the right to cause an accident. I mean, otherwise that's like saying, well, the guy wouldn't let me over, so I shot him.
Yeah. Or you know how people cut you off all the time on the road, instead of slamming on your brakes, you just slam into them.
And also that both people could be at fault based on other facts that we don't see in the video.
Yeah.
It's not always only one person can be at fault in a two-person issue.
Yeah.
There could be two wrongs there.
I found it rather interesting, the video. So I would love to hear if we have any listeners who are police officers who are who do traffic stops and deal a lot with traffic situations, kind of like this, or we have any legal minds. I would love to hear your opinion and how you would disseminate this.
Yeah. So.
All right, moving on.
Too cool.
Moving on. We have some messages and we have some voicemails this week. Woo!
All right.
Yeah. Let's see here. Do you want to read the first message?
Yeah, sure. This comes from Tracy Lewis, from TracyLewisPerformance.com. He writes, any thoughts on covering the V6 Camaros we designed superchargers for? Up to 800 horsepower smoke in the V8s. I'm one of the founders of Overkill Supercharger Systems, along with William Rishforth. And with more V6s out there than V8s, I'm sure plenty would like to know there are performance options. And that's it. That's kind of all he left. I haven't checked out the website yet. But so apparently Tracy Lewis here makes superchargers for V6 Camaros. And I think that's pretty interesting. I think that's a product that was very well deserved. 800 horsepower? That's impressive.
I would love to hear more about the superchargers for V6 Camaros. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there. So Tracy, if you want to send us some information, we would love to talk about it. If you guys got any videos, let us send us over. We'd love to watch them too.
I just went to the website and it's under construction. So
okay.
But hey, you know what, Tracy? Let's talk some more about that. If we want to put together a phone interview here for the show, we'd love to talk to you more about it right here on the show.
Okay, sounds good. And we got a couple voicemails here, so let me kick off the first one.
Hey guys, Mario here, aka Gear Vlogs. Hey, want to say thanks for including me on episode 215's podcast. So thanks for that, and thanks Jason for being my guest on my live stream. And and Chris, my handle on Camaro Z28 is, are you trying to dox me? Was Mario 92.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Hey, if all the listeners of the Camaro Show podcast, please really do consider supporting Jason's efforts for the St. Baldrick's Children's Cancer Research Fund. As of this recording right now, I believe the donations is sitting at $125. So we are a long ways off from Jason's goal. So please consider making a small donation. Anything and all can help. So thanks, guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Mario, thanks for calling in, buddy. And yeah, we talked about this in our last episode we did. You were a guest on Mario's Gear Vlogs live stream that he was doing.
That's right.
And you guys had a conversation, and then you were talking about an effort to combat, was it child's cancer? Well,
to support children's cancer research.
Yeah. So can you talk a little bit about that again?
Yeah. Oh, I did this once before, and I did it once again. There's this foundation called St. Baldrick's where people can donate their time or their attention on shaving their head to honor children who battle childhood cancer. And childhood cancer is one of the most underfunded types of cancer out there, and it's also extremely different from adult cancer. So it needs all the help it can get. So they have these fundraising events where you can be a shaver or a shavee, and of course, me, every now and then I'll shave my head in the summer just because I like to and it's comfortable. And why not raise some money and raise some attention and awareness for St. Baldrick's and to support childhood cancer research. So that voicemail was left before I made my goal. I did reach my goal. I hit $508. And
wow. Congratulations.
I don't know, Camaro fans. You're not stepping up because it was a Corvette group that said, "Hey, this is silly. We spend tens of thousands of dollars on our cars, and we can't throw $10 at supporting childhood research." So it's the well, I'll just say it's a family that said, I'm going to make this goal happen right now. Now, who's going to match me? And they donated well over $200.
Wow.
To make me reach my goal, and I thought that was just absolutely great. And then so far, nobody's matched them. Not even close. In fact, since that donation, nobody's donated at all.
So you're getting your head shaved.
So I'm getting my head shaved, but I was really hoping to raise a lot more than that. Oh, yeah, and the best part is that it's going to be my wife that's doing the shaving, and she does not like it when I shave my head because she says it makes me look mean, which is, I think, her nice way of saying it makes me look ugly. Because she says it looks good on most people, just not me.
I don't know. I think you look fine with a shaved head.
Well, I appreciate that, I think. So, yeah, it's going to happen June 1st, 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time on my YouTube channel live. It's going to be right there in my garage where I do my YouTube shows. And, yep, we're gonna be shaving my head to honor the kids that fight their own battles with cancer.
Excellent. And do you have the link so our listeners can go out there and donate?
Yep. If you go to stbaldricks.org, that's stbaldricks.org/participants/in-Jason's-garage, it'll take you to all the information you need. I believe it's tax deductible. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it is. Not to mention you're having you're supporting a good goal, and you get to watch my wife usually shave my head. It's probably going to be very comedic because she's probably going to do something really stupid with my head, like shoot it up with Novocaine and carve grooves in it or something like that.
Well, you're going to do this on YouTube, right?
That's right. I'm going to do it live on my YouTube channel.
Is your YouTube channel enabled for Super Chat?
I believe it is. That's one thing I do have to check into because I haven't used it before.
You could take donations while you are doing the head shaving.
Oh, cool. Good idea. I might do that.
Yeah.
Either way, one, I encourage everybody to donate if they haven't been able to. Any dollar helps. Any amount helps. Number two, if you can't donate, or even if you can donate, please share it out to somebody that might be able to. Number three, tune in June 1st on my YouTube channel, injasonsgarage.com at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's have some fun and celebrate funding kids' cancers.
Nice. So
I should say funding kids' cancer research.
Yes, yeah. And I know for a couple years we did the Warrior Dash, and we raised funds for St. Jude's. Which is similar for people who are suffering from for childhood cancer, and for the ability for their families, I think, and them to be able to go into a facility. So it's all great. It's all great.
And there's a lot of foundations out there that aren't really, I guess the best way to put it, they're not very fair with how they spread the donations out and how they use the donations for research and for St. Baldrick's is documented as being one of those research foundations that accepts donations and it doesn't have 80% of it going to quote administrative costs unquote, meaning a couple $1 million salary for the CEO. A lot of the money, a significant amount of the money goes to the actual cancer research.
Excellent. Good to hear.
The way it should.
Very good. So we've got one more voicemail to get through here, but we want to hear from you guys, and here's how.
Hey, want to be part of this show?
Well, we want to hear from you.
Just hit our digits at 586-486-3182, 24 hours a day.
Leave us a message, and we'll feature it in an upcoming show.
So what are you waiting for? Do it now.
All right, we got one more here. Let's go.
This is Dave Summerall. I have 4 videos on YouTube on the 2019 Camaro SS introduction at the Chevy Nationals. Some have over 200,000 views, and I recommend you guys see the one that says 2019 Camaro SS with the tech review. I'm surprised and concerned at the low order rate for the navigation system, which includes an audio upgrade. Most dealers don't order it, even on the 2SS models. For the price of it, at only $500, it's 1% of the value of a 2SS loaded at $50,000. I think that as a future collectible, this option is a must. So all your dealers and people ordering Camaros, be aware of that. I put the blame on Chevy marketing. They don't really note the value of it. So I have a suggestion. Why not have a new upgrade for the 2SS? It's a package of number 1, automatic transmission, 2 performance exhaust, 3 magnetic ride, 4 info, 3 premium system with nav. Discounted a bit, and I'll say the uptake will be really better, much better. So many times I look online at Auto Trader, especially, and I see these 2SS models. They order a lot of options. Well, they forget the magnetic ride, or they forget the performance exhaust, or they order everything but not the nav system. So as a collectible, I would really definitely order that option. But let's maybe see if Chevy can offer a special package. I special ordered the 50th anniversary with every option but the sunroof because I like the reverse mohawk look. So anyway, I also like to see the next Gen 7 have a much better dash. Some of the new Camaro books have some of the concepts for the Generation 6, and those are really, really nice. I like the 2017 or 2019 front end. I think it reminds me of the 1962, fall of 62, and the 63 Corvette Stingray came out with a split window. It was controversial, but now it's really a collectible. So maybe this 2019 2SS or 1SS will be a future collectible. Love my Camaro. I'll post pictures online of my Camaro cave soon. Bye.
All right. Okay.
Okay, he covered a lot in this voicemail. So
Yeah,
this
he
is
sure did.
Dave. I believe he said his name was Dave.
All right.
And he's leaving his phone number quite a bit. I don't know if he wants us to call him or something, but you guys don't need to leave your phone number when you leave a voicemail. I'm gonna have to take that out. He first talks quite a bit about navigation in the 2019 Camaro, saying that it's a very little order rate for it. So
I'm not surprised.
And he thinks that the value, which is $500, which is only 1% of the value of a 2SS loaded at $50,000, is a great value for the car. So he thinks Chevy marketing is to blame. You know what I think is to blame? Everybody carrying around an iPhone.
That's exactly right.
That's what's to blame. I mean, the car comes with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So anybody who's carrying around a phone nowadays has navigation already. You plug it in, bada boom, bada bing, the navigation shows up on your screen. And you know what? With all the updates from iOS last year, not only can you get regular Apple Maps, but you can get Google Maps and you can get Waze now too, right on your screen. Yep. And I know there's a lot of people who love using Waze. So
I do.
It's a great thing to have options. So why do you need to spend $500 on a product? Yes, it's built in, but it's not up to date either.
That's what I was going to say. It's easier to, excuse me, allergies. It's easier to roll out an update to an app than it is to have to take your car to the dealership or buy a DVD or however they update GPS. I've never had a GPS a factory GPS in any of my vehicles ever because I've always used a phone or before that a map. But excuse me, it's just not economically sound. For the person who, I mean, if they're going to buy it for a collectible and they want to tick every box, as they say, I guess so, but it's not going to be used. Very likely not going to be used.
And do you think the front end for the 2019s is going to be a collector because they're only making it 1 year?
I think it will, but I don't think it's going to be one of those things like the 63 Corvette split window where it's highly sought after.
Yeah.
The 63 split window was very rare and very unique. And I think most people would agree that it looks great. However, the 2019 Camaro front end, not everybody agreed that was a great looking car.
Right.
And it just if you think it's a great looking car, it doesn't mean you're wrong.
Right.
I'm just saying that popular opinion doesn't line up with the 63 Corvette split window.
Right.
But man, it sounds like he loves his car, and why shouldn't he?
Yeah. Why shouldn't he? But man,
Sounds
thank you,
awesome.
Dave, for that voicemail.
Yes. Thanks.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about? We've got we're towards the end of the show here. I don't see anything more on our on our list here to talk about?
Not that I can think of. I mean, I got some updates for my Corvette here, but I'm not going to be talking about those until next week.
I was going to say, when are you going to unveil that?
What's that?
When are you going to unveil that?
Probably next week.
Okay.
Maybe the week after. It depends on when my shipment shows up.
Okay.
I ordered some stuff, and it's going to be cool.
Stuff. Nice. Okay.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Well, I hope all you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. This will be the show will be released the day before Memorial Day, so everybody stay safe out there.
That's right.
Don't drink and drive.
And as Scott Settlemeyer would say, on behalf of all the men and women of General Motors, do not drink and drive and buckle your safety belts.
Yeah. And we will be back to see you guys next week. So,
all right, get your voicemails and emails in.
See ya. Thanks for listening to The Camaro Show.
Don't forget, drop us a voicemail at 586-486-3182.
We'll see you next week. See ya.